Hi guys, welcome back to a new Boom Beach video. I have a Gunboat ability tier list for you today. Yesterday I told you today's video would be awesome, and here we go. This is my Gunboat ability tier list video. We've done this with troops, we've done this with heroes, we've done this with defenses, and now we have one of the better ones, better than heroes. Maybe not as good as the troops, but today we have the Gunboat abilities. There's 17 of them. And we're going to be ranking them on a tier list from D to S, where S stands for superb, super, amazing, superior, and D stands for dumb. So let's start ranking these abilities. So first up on my list, we'll just get this out of the way. The Crystal Critters. You know this is one of my least favorite Gunboat abilities. Now, I first want to say, guys, some of these abilities are hero abilities also, and that is not part of this ranking system. This ranking system is simply for the Gunboat ability. If we get the Gunboat ability, how good is it? How often am I using it on a normal attack, not a video? So that's what I'm ranking these by, okay? Okay, Crystal Critters, very bad, but not as bad as some of these other ones. Gonna put it in C tier. I guess it could be okay. It's kind of an alternative to Critters, which we'll see for the explosive drones also. Let's just do explosive drones too. I would put Crystal Critters and explosive drones on the same level because they serve pretty much the same purpose. You're pretty much only using them to drop down to distract defenses. I mean, you could use the Crystal Critters to heal your troops, but the majority of the time I just use them to distract defenses. Alright, next up on my list we have Artillery. Now Artillery is a classic Boom Beach ability. One of the first abilities you get in the game. This is hard. This is hard. I mean, there are so many attacks that would just not be the same with Artillery, but at the same time, Artillery isn't that good of an ability. It's good for taking out one-off mines. I guess if you're using like tanks, you can use the Artillery to take down a boom cannon or something, but honestly, I don't see it going above B tier. I just don't think it's that good. Okay, next up we have the cousin, the Barrages. Now Barrages I think are a little better. We'll put Barrages in A tier. They're able to clear a bunch of mines, able to deal way more damage, and yeah, just a little bit better than the Artillery. Okay, let's do a special ability next. We have the Super Warriors. Now, I might get a little flack for this, guys, but I don't think Super Warriors are that good, and I think they actually deserve to be put in D tier. I think it's a D tier Gunboat ability. I don't think it's as good as the Explosive Drones or Crystal Critters, just because there's one of them, and they die very fast, and they barely deal damage. I think they definitely deserve to be in the D tier. Next up, we have the Cryobomb. To balance things out, I'm putting Cryobomb way up in S tier. If you get the Cryobomb for a Gunboat ability, that is crazy. Cryobomb is really, really good, able to freeze, slow down a ton of defenses at once, able to clear an entire area of mines. Cryobomb definitely deserves S tier. Okay, now some of these names I might not get right. This is like, I always call it Crystal Shield, but I'm pretty sure it's called something else. So you drop it on your troops, they get a shield, kind of like Dr. Kavan's Crystal Shield. It's okay, don't get me wrong. I don't think it deserves to be in the same level as the Explosive Drone and Crystal Critters. So for that reason, I'll put it in B tier, but I think it's a low B because I think Artillery is high B, and I don't think they should be in the same category, but I cannot move Artillery up, and I cannot move the Crystal Shield down. Okay, next up we have Flares. Flares are a classic Gunboat ability. You really can't do much without Flares. I'm going to put Flares in S tier. I don't think I mean, obviously you can't do smoky hits if you don't have Flares. You're just dropping your troops, letting them go. But there are a few combinations that Flares just don't make sense. Whereas for the Cryobomb, literally the Cryobomb works with every combination. So I'm actually going to move Flares down to A tier because I didn't think about it that way. How not every troop combination even needs Flares. Like if you have Bombardiers and Heavies, you're not going to use Flares. If you have like all Scorchers, you're probably not going to be using Flares. Okay, next up we have the little turret here. You already know where it's going. Bottom of D tier, guys. Bottom of D tier. Very bottom. They deserve to be at the end of this category. Okay, next up we have the Medkit. Now, I like the Medkit a lot. I think the Medkit is a good ability, but again, kind of like the artillery, I don't think it's that good. I think it's pretty hyped up. If you... I do. I think people think the Medkit is some amazing ability, but I don't think it's that good. I mean, it's good if you have like riflemen, it's good if you have warriors, or if you need to recover your Zukas from a mine. But other than that, I don't see myself ever using them with tanks. I mean, I sometimes do. Or Scorchers, never use them with Scorchers. I just don't think it's that good of an ability. I'm also a little bit tempted to put the Medkit down in C tier, but I don't think it's as bad as the Crystal Critters or the Explosive Drones. Maybe I should move those down. Maybe that's the issue. Okay, next up we have Critters. I love Critters. I think they deserve A tier. There's really not much more we can say. I know I've been putting the other two troops low because they're pretty much just like Critters. I think Critters are better than these other two, especially Explosive Drones. Actually, yeah, okay, I'm moving Explosive Drones down. I don't think Explosive Drones deserve to be in C tier. And with that being said, I'm also going to move the Medkit down because, yeah, I'm reorganizing this chart a little bit. But yeah, I think the Critters by themselves are just really good, able to clear mines. They're not going to run to your troops to heal them. They're able to distract. I think Critters are just a good Gunboat ability all around. Okay, next up, we have the, what's it called? Remote Defibrillator, I think it's called. I always call it Second Wind because that's pretty much what it is. Just revives your troops. It's a good ability. I don't really use it though, so I'm probably going to put it in C tier. I mean, it's good, but again, I don't use it. I'm not going to use it for a warrior combination. I guess I could to get riflemen to distract buildings, which is good sometimes. You know what? I think it does deserve a little better than C tier. I'll put it in B tier for now. So far, we only have one ability in S tier. That's crazy. Let's keep going. Maybe something else will come out. Okay. Yeah, we'll just do this now. The Remote Hack, you already know where that's going. Remote Hack is crazy good. It's a really cheap ability. Well, it might not be that cheap, but it's really, really good. You're able to target prototypes and take down really big things. So yeah, Remote Hack is definitely high on my list. I'm starting to doubt maybe you can't hack prototypes. It's been a while since we've had it, but I think you can. You just can't hack passive buildings like a shield generator. Okay, next up we have the smoke. Let's do smoke next. Smoke is good, but again, you're only going to use it for a few combinations. You're not really going to use it with anything that's not a smoky combination like warriors or AZ. So for that reason, putting it in B tier because, I mean, that makes those combinations, right? I mean, you use flares more than you use smoke for combinations, but smoke, you can't do a warrior hit without smoke. So I don't think it deserves C tier. Okay, next up we have the Shock. Now the Shock is a very good ability. You use it pretty much for every combination. I'm going to put it in A tier, not much more that needs to be said. We now have the Tiny Shock, which targets a single building and it lasts for like 30 seconds. This might be a little controversial, but I'm going to put the Tiny Shock in S tier. I think the Tiny Shock is insanely good. I mean, you can shock a Doom Cannon and it's out for half a minute. That's insane. I don't even know if it goes up higher than 30 seconds. It might go up to like 45 seconds. And it's also super, super cheap Gunboat energy wise. I think honestly, like, these aren't in any order in each line. But if I had to organize S tier right now, this is there we go. This is how I would organize S tier, where Tiny Shock is at the top of S tier. I would take Tiny Shock over Cryobomb most days. Okay, next up, finally, we have the classic Speed Serum. Try to guess where you think I'm going to put this. I'm just kidding, guys. No, it deserves S tier, and it is better than the Tiny Shock. Speed Serum is insane. It's literally such a good It's such a good ability. I love it. But let's do some reorganization because I don't like how this chart looks right now. I think C tier has few too many. I think the majority of them should be in A through C, and then outliers in D and S. I think D tier is good, but I don't like C tier. So let's move some things around. And this is the first time I've done this. First of all, we're gonna move the Crystal Shield down. I don't think it's that good. So there's that. And then I also think I'm going to move critters down because they're just not as good as other combinations. And with that being said, I'm also going to move remote hack down. I forgot about these top 3 S tier abilities, so I don't think remote hack deserves to be up next to those top 3. This is looking a little bit better. Can we change anything else about it? I think the only thing else I would change would probably be to move, no, I don't want to do that. I was going to say I can move this ability down, but I don't really want to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below how wrong you think my chart was for this ability list. Which abilities do you have in S tier? Which abilities do you have in D tier? Maybe you're a little triggered I put something like explosive drones down in D tier, but I think we can all agree that the remote turret, or whatever it's called, deserves to be in D tier. Very bottom of D tier as well. It's a very trashy Gunboat ability, and you should not be using it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more tier list videos, let me know down below. I think it's going to be hard thinking of another tier list to do after this. So if you have any ideas, let me know down below. I would love to do more of these, but we're starting to run out of things we can actually do inside of Boom Beach. Maybe I could do troop combinations or something like that. But I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you want next time, and I will see you guys in the next Boom Beach video. Bye.